You know, Chereace, I love being in the green room, although it's not green back here, but I love being in the green room because the green room is where the magic happens. And I'm not going to read the bio, although it's very exhaustive, extensive. You've done so much. Why don't you take a moment and just have a one-on-one conversation with me, just you and I, and share, who is Chereace Richards and what are you up to these days?
Yes, thank you so much, Shay, for this opportunity to be with you. Always love chatting it up with you. Appreciate this platform for us to, have this conversation and to share with the world some of the things that we talk about, right?
Hmm.
Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who's listening in. As Shay mentioned, my name is Chereace Richards, and I am a wife. I'm a mom. I am an entrepreneur. I am someone who is passionate about helping others, especially women, to live their ridiculously possible life. And that is why I started the 21st Century Women's Movement many years ago to really bring women together in community because I truly believe in, the power of collaboration. I believe in the power of community. I believe that, together we can do so much more than we can individually. So I'm all about helping women, helping individuals in this season to live their ridiculously possible life. So I'm excited to be able to
Hmm.
go deeper into what this means, Shay, and to, just have this conversation.
Well, you mentioned, some powerful words. The ridiculously, that's like 5 or 6 syllables. I went to DC public school, so I can get this right. The ridiculously possible. That's a lot of 8, 9 syllables. Um, Let me just address the elephant in the room. These are very serious times, as you know already. Um, Uncharted waters. We've never seen anything like this before. Yet you still hold this beam of hope that it is the right time. Talk about what is the ridiculously possible. What is that? And then secondly, why is that important now more than ever? You still believe that?
So I believe that now is the time, even more so, to birth those dreams and to do the things that we truly were called to do. I came up with the ridiculously possible life many years ago. I was sitting on a beach and I was just dreaming about all the things that was in my heart and my spirit to do, not just for myself, but my family, my community, friends. And I really started to take time to write it all down. And then next to all the things that I wanted to do, I started to put a number, a dollar amount next to what it would cost to actually make these dreams become a reality. And then at the end, I added them all up and it was this huge number. And my initial thought was, this is crazy. This is ridiculous. And at the same time that I had that thought that was almost taking me out of this dream zone, I had the realization that is possible. And so I put the two together, ridiculously possible. And those are those crazy dreams that we all have. Those things that we typically bury under circumstances and life and failure and rejection. And I say it's possible for you to do those things. We just have to, number one, believe that it's possible because here's one thing I always relied on as I was growing my entrepreneurial business was that if someone was having success, that means that it was possible. And if it was possible for them, then it's possible for me. I just need to learn the clues, the steps, the success principles in order to make my dreams a reality. So for women, for individuals, I walk them through what's necessary to, number one, remove all of that negativity from your mindset, from your life. Like, how do you clear out all of that stuff that's no longer serving you so that you can get to the core of who you are and what you want deep inside, and then you can begin the process of bringing it out so that you can serve the world in a bigger capacity.
I love that. Serve the world in the bigger capacity. Mindset for Cheryl that's out there right now. For Dwayne Reynolds, what's up, Dwayne Reynolds? I don't think he sleeps, by the way. Kim that's down there in North Carolina. Jennifer that's watching. Your girl Joan Cornerwoman Wilson. They're all watching right now. Take a moment and share what you're sharing with your clients every day. I shared a story earlier of a young lady who is now working from home, and she said, "Shay, I'm now a stay-at-home mom. I work full-time. I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I'm a full-time wife, by the way. I'm now a full-time school teacher. I'm a full-time administrator because I got to turn in all the homework. And I'm a full-time cafeteria worker because I got to cook for the family and everything. And plus, I have what I want to do. Not to put you on the spot because it could be a man, so I don't want to say it's not. But what are you saying to your clients right now? They have more on them than ever before about them stepping forth and doing exactly what you're talking about. It's possible.
Yeah, well, first of all, I can relate. I have been homeschooling my son, who's 14, this entire school year. So, for moms that's new to the party, welcome. It can be overwhelming. Then, my college student is home. So, imagine that shift and that transition for him. And I mentioned earlier, I'm a wife and I have a business that I'm running full time, not to mention the cooking. I have never cooked so much in my entire married life. Okay. So the amount of effort that it goes into that, whew, it's a lot. And so the first thing I will say, and I share with people, is that I understand. These are trying times, and there's a big interrupt in all of our schedules and routine. And so what do we need to do? I think the first thing is to make sure, especially as women, that we carve out time for ourselves. That if it requires us waking up earlier in the day, in the morning, so that we can have those moments to, quiet our mind and spend time with the Lord and to, hear what He would have us to do for the day and get some structure to the day. That's the best advice that I could give right now, because when you can, be clear about what the day is going to look like, when you can have that quiet time with yourself, then you can move through your day being more intentional, being more focused. And then at the end of the day, you can look back and say, okay, I've created some results for my family. I've created some results for my business, and I've created some results for myself. And so whatever those categories look like for the individual, you got to define them and make sure you determine what it looks like in each of those arenas or spaces of your life to create results.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. I love it. We're in the green room, ladies. Private conversation between myself and Chereace and probably 10,000 folks that are eavesdropping right now. But if you are listening right now, do me a favor. You have my permission and Chereace's permission. You can hit the share button. You can hit the watch party button. And when you hit the share button, write these words, "It's possible," and then put hashtag Chereace Richards, because she says not only is it possible, it is ridiculously possible. So go ahead and just hit the share button, hit the watch party button. You can pay this message forward. You can bless another entrepreneur, another woman, another man out there. When you do it, just put "It's possible," hashtag Chereace Richards. Now we got to get kicked off, but I'm going to ask her, because she made a promise early. She said, "Shay, I'm going to share the 3 roads to financial freedom." I think you said there are 3 roads. You're going to share 3 things folks can do to get to financial freedom. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
Okay. And what's one of the reasons folks should tune in right now? Yeah, we're going to talk about mindset, okay? We're going to talk about that, and that's true. But she's also going to share some things you can do to make sure the finances are in order. Take a moment for those folks that are tuning in, like Michael Sharp that's out there, Hakey that's out there right now, Carol that's out there right now, Janice is out there, Sam, and so many folks. Take a moment and share what's one of the reasons why they should tune in and make sure they're taking good notes right now.
Yes, because we're going to talk about how to protect your assets. And assets can be many things to many people. It can be your mind. It can be your body. It can be your finances, right? When we think about assets, we think about the things that we own. I want to spend some time talking about your finances, how you can do 3 important things when it comes to your finances, even in this season. Number 1, we want to look at what you save. Number 2,
well, don't give it to them. Yeah, they got to tune in. They got to tune in. But you can hit this share. But look, we're in agreement. We got to get going, ladies and gentlemen. When we get back, she's so fired up. She's ready to go. We're going to get those 3 ways to financial freedom. We're going to ask her what it takes. Then I'm going to ask her the big question: why does she do what she do? She don't have to do this. She showed up. She didn't ask for a Cash App payment. She didn't ask for a wire transfer. There was no credit card. She showed up to serve. We're going to figure that out in just a moment. But we got to show. We got to get going in 5. That's the only thing I get to do. 3, 2, what's up? 1, let's go. We got to kick off. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be showtime. That's when we're like, promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there. And they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome back to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue-focused late-night show in the country where we're on a mission. That mission is to empower. That mission is to inspire. And that mission really is to provide you the entrepreneur, you the person with a big heart, with all the resources necessary to execute 3 visions that I always believe you have. First, I believe you have a vision for yourself, the organic food that you want to eat, the clothes that you want to wear, the home you want to live in, and that's important. Others of you have a vision, #2, that takes resources for your loved ones, the ones you care the most about, the ones that you want to send to a college of their choice. Mother dear, who's still here, and I'm so blessed to have her so close to me. I want to be able to send groceries to her house. I can't go inside right now, by the way, but I can go knock at the door and leave groceries there. Some of you want to write a check to a loved one to support them during these times. It takes resources. That means it takes revenue. And then others of you have a vision, #3, for the people you were called to serve. You're like Noah, and I happen to believe in the Bible. You don't have to believe in it. Be like Noah in the Bible. You've been given this vision that you've got to go serve people. And imagine Noah showing up. And they say, Noah, we're sorry to report, but there's no hammers here. What? No hammers? I don't have any resources. Noah, we must report to you immediately right now that we have no nails. Sheesh, no hammers, no nails. Well, what am I to do? Noah, last time we got to report to you there are no people to put the boat together, no team, and there's no wood. Good luck. And maybe that's where you are right now. You've got a business. You've got an idea. You're ready to make an impact. You've been given all the tools, but you have no resources. Well, Chereace Richards is here today to give you the resources you need to execute that vision. So let me welcome the one and only Chereace, all the way from Maryland, right around the corner from me. How are you?
I am wonderful, Shay. How are you?
Man, I'm super excited, ready to go change some lives. Take a moment if you can. Let's jump right into this. We were in the green room, and you were talking about the ridiculously possible. And we had that private conversation. Take a minute or two and just do a quick recap on what it is and why it's important now, because that conversation is going to be very, very important.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you so much for having me. I am excited. And when we talk about ridiculously possible are those big dreams that you have. And we all have them. I'm talking about the ones that if time wasn't in the way, if money wasn't a factor, if you didn't have all of these responsibilities that you have, those are the things that you would be doing. That's the life that you would be living, not just for yourself, but for other people. It's those things that, may keep you up late at night. Those ideas, those visions, those dreams that you have that, on one hand, they get you excited, but on the other hand, they induce some fear. You're like, is it really possible? Can I, me, of all people, can I really do that? And what I want to say is that it may seem ridiculous on the surface, but those dreams and ideas and visions that you have, they didn't come to you from nowhere. And so while they may seem ridiculous, and when you think about ridiculous, you think of something that's crazy, I want you to bring it together with possible. I want you to believe that those dreams that you have, yes, they may be ridiculous, they may be crazy, they are big, but they are possible. And I want to challenge you even more to spend time with yourself, bringing those visions and dreams back to the surface and start creating a plan for making them possible in this season, because we have the time in order to do so. And we have platforms like this that give you access to individuals, they give you access to people that can help you take those necessary steps forward.
One thing I admire about you, Chereace, many years, is that you really talk the talk, but you also walk the walk. Pick one area that someone needs to focus on in order to achieve their dreams. And I know somebody might be saying, "Oh my gosh, here we go with dreams again." This is very important because I believe in the midst of all this chaos going on, I think God's given us one gift. I think there's one gift. And I realize there's a lot of serious folks. My family's been impacted. People I know have been impacted. They're no longer on this planet, so I'm not making light of it. But the one gift that he's given us is time. And we have more time now to do whatever we want to do. And if it doesn't get done now, it's just because you just maybe didn't have the right mindset. So I want Chereace to start off giving us maybe one, two, maybe three things that we can do. Just start walking us moving towards what is possible. And then after that, don't worry, I'm going to come back. I'm not going to let her forget. She said she gave you 3 ways of financial freedom. I haven't forgot that. But I want to make sure that you know that it is possible and what it takes. So Chereace, I know we weren't prepared to talk about that, but you said I can talk about whatever I want. So we walk them through maybe 1 or 2, 3 steps that they can do, because it is possible. And I do believe that.
Yeah, it truly is. And so, what I will say to everyone listening is to spend time with yourself. As Shay mentioned, we have been given the gift of time, and we have access to more of it even in this season to begin to, create a plan for the things that we want to do. So, the first thing I would say is to, carve out that time to spend with yourself. And then in that time, what are you doing? Right? I believe in my quiet time every single morning. I believe in a prayer life that allows me to communicate what I want to God and then Him to communicate back to me. But also begin to write out, the things that you want, for I'm guilty of this. I will say that. And I think a lot of people are, we have all of these things in our mind. My kids are guilty of this, especially my oldest who's in college. We have all of these ideas in our head, and that's good. But take the time to write them down, right? Because there's power when you think a thing and then you begin to write it down. And so take some time to write those things down. And then, the next thing is to prioritize. I firmly believe that you can have it all, but not all at once. And so when you look at prioritizing that list, you say, okay, what will give me the biggest return on my investment? For, time investments, money investment, start there and then work your way down the list. Come up with a plan for how you're going to accomplish those things that you want to accomplish. Like I said, it may be ridiculous, but it's ridiculously possible. And it's all about what you do with the time that you have.
Why does Chereace still do what she do? Where does this passion come from that you have to really serve and help folks achieve their dreams?
Because I believe that when we're blessed to go through and to have or reach a level of success, it's our responsibility. I just believe it's our responsibility to give back. It's our responsibility to use the things that may have held us down before, the things that may have caused us anxiety, fear in the past, and those things that we were able to overcome, to go back and help other people to overcome, those same obstacles or hurdles. And so for me, it makes me feel good when I can empower someone with the same information that I've been able to, be blessed by, to give back to help them overcome some of the things that they are struggling with.
Yeah, what do you say out there that's looking at you saying, well, it's easy for Chereace Richards to say that. She has it all. Got the husband, got the 2 boys, one's in college, homeschooling the other one. She's had such a successful career. They just finished reading your resume. She's probably had no challenges or problems in her life. It's easy for her to say that. And you don't have to answer the question, but has there been a challenge that you've had along this journey that you can share with us, and how you able to use these principles to really move forward?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm glad you asked that question because a lot of people do see a successful person at the end of the journey,
Mm.
right? They see them on the stage and they're like, oh, it's easy for them, but they don't understand, the struggles and the setbacks that got them to where they are and the hard work that it requires to get to the stage or to have the success that you want. And so for me, I have many struggles just like everyone else. One of the big ones that I had to overcome as I was building my business was just confidence in my own voice. For a long time, I would try to speak like my husband. I would try to emulate successful people, thinking that those were the images of success. And what happened was I wasn't able to obtain lasting success. And one thing I tell people was that I'm a slow learner, but I'm a thorough learner. And when I get it, I got it. And so many, many years ago, when we started our business in 2006, it took me years to find my authentic voice. It took me years to build my confidence in order to speak on a platform like this or to speak on a stage in front of thousands of people. It took me years to do it. But you know what? I stayed in the work. And so that's what I would tell people, is the journey is not easy. And you can't get there by trying to be like someone else. God bless those individuals who can pour into you like Shay and even myself and the guests that he's had. But we're giving you a template for success. It's up to you to customize that template to fit your authentic voice. And that's what I took years trying to do it. And even though I'm here, almost 14, 15 years later, I'm still in the work. I still have to spend time reading books and, working on my own personal development. So you never ever reach a place to arrive. Where you have arrived, because I believe that there's levels to success, right?
Levels to success. I love it. For Marie Thorpe, who's out there, William Redmond, thanks for joining. Rob House right there, and Laurel Merlin, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Connect. Thigpen, so many good folks. George Allen, my good frat brother up in Baltimore and Maryland. They're all tuning in right now. They're listening to you as you're having this particular conversation. Share with us one path to financial freedom. I know there's a couple of them out there we're going to talk about, but what's one path to financial freedom?
One path is redirecting inefficient dollars.
Oh, say that again. Ouch, that kind of hurt. I've been ordering off of Amazon. I shouldn't say that. Say it one more time.
Redirecting inefficient dollars.
Tell us about that.
And so what I mean by that is a lot of people are spending money unknowingly and unnecessarily. And when you sit down with someone like myself that helps you to understand where your money is going and have those conversations about, is this necessary? Is there a better way? Then when people are able to see that a lot of overpayments, a lot of money that they're spending in interest is not even necessary. A lot of money they're spending on taxes is not even necessary. And so what I love most about what I do in terms of educating people financially is helping them understand where the holes are in their financial portfolio so they can plug them up and get about the business that we all need to do in this community, and that's building generational wealth.
Now, do these folks have to be filthy rich? They have to be entrepreneurs? Tell us about the type of folks that you do work with. Are they everyday folks who get up and pay their taxes? They work jobs. They're giving back to humanity. Tell us about the type of folks that you do work with. And then we're going to ask her for number 2. And don't worry, I'm going to ask her, who's been a mentor along this journey for her and what she's learned from them as well. I'm going to ask her that. But right now, what type of folks do you work with?
Yeah, I work with the everyday individual, people like myself. See, what people don't understand is, I have an IT background. I've worked in corporate America for many years. I was in the federal government prior to me walking away from that to pursue entrepreneurship full time. And I got access to, some information that, quite frankly, I was not aware of when it comes down to building wealth and to holding on, keeping as much as my, as, let me how to say it like this, as many of my dollars, that's what I want to say, as many of my dollars as I possibly can. And so there's people just like me, right? People who have worked the 9 to 5 and want to understand how they can create the same lifestyle in retirement that they're living right now, right? That just comes down to planning, right? People who are entrepreneurs like myself, who has access to money, has access to cash. And it's like, okay, where does this money go? Where can I park my money so that I get the biggest return on my investment? That just comes down to awareness.
I love that awareness. And you talk about it's possible. You talk about living your dreams. Take a moment, if you would. You built many teams and you work with many individuals. What's the key to bringing a team together, no matter what industry you're in, but bringing a team together to work towards a common goal? Because there's a number of folks out there that are entrepreneurs and they can't do it all by themselves. So for them to realize their dream, they've also got to build a team. What's the key, do you believe, into not only bringing a team together, but working in harmony towards one goal?
Yeah, that's good. I think that the first thing is being authentic. And the next thing is to have vision. People want to follow individuals that have vision. And when you're authentic, then what that looks like to me is understanding that there's areas that you are great in. And then there's areas that you're not that great in. Like for me, I'm not the best admin. Like I don't like that tedious work behind the scenes that need to be done. And so I'm authentic and transparent enough to know that I need support in that area. And so when you can bring the best individuals that are great in their craft around you, and you're linked together by a common goal, a vision that is shared amongst the team, like you need these individuals that's working for you to buy into the vision that you have. And when you can find those individuals that will buy into your vision, that are loyal to you, loyal to the cause, then you can move forward with vision, with transparency, with communication. And I think the best thing, again, is to find those individuals that are good at what they do and empower them to do what they're good at. Like we don't have to try to do it all. And I think that can be a mistake for a lot of entrepreneurs in particular, trying to do everything. And so what I was taught and what I will share with you is that we have to figure out what the best use of our time is. What are those activities that only you can do, nobody else can do? And if you're not doing them, then you're not making money. Like those are the things that you, the individual, should be focusing on. And then you have to delegate. You have to give those tasks to, or outsource, that's the word, outsource those tasks to individuals. And I guarantee that short-term cost that it may, that you may have to incur, I should say that short-term investments bring long-term and bigger dividends because you're spending your time in your money-making activities.
And what do you say to the person that says, but no one can do it like me? I mean, that sounds good, but oh my gosh, only I can do it a certain way. And if it's not done a certain way, then it's not getting done right. So that's why they're always so involved. And that's real talk. I know I've had that problem, by the way. I'm probably the only one watching that's had that problem where I felt like I can do it faster. I mean, gee whiz. And so what do you say to that person is listening saying, that sounds good, Chereace, but what I do is different?
Of course. I was like that for so many years. I'm the only one that can do it. I know what I want. It's easier for me to just sit down, crank it out, get it done, right? But part of, being entrepreneur is inspiring and motivating those individuals, right? And so that are around us. And so, in the beginning, there may be times where you feel like you can get it done quicker, faster. But again, I will say, is that the best use of your time, right? Because if you're doing this, you can't do that. And if that is going to produce bigger dividends and returns in your business, then you have to be honest enough, or you have to, be confident enough in the people that you have chosen to be on your team, and empower them to step their game up, empower them to, prove what they can do, empower them to do the work that, they're gifted to do. And that's just confident in your ability, and really and saying that too, confident in your ability that you have chosen the right people for the task, right? Because you've chosen these individuals, right? And there's a reason why. So empower them by allowing them to work in their genius zone, right?
The genius zone, I love it. How does Chereace Richards, I'm not gonna say manage time, but able to get so much done, make the right time choices, right? Because one of the things I admire about you is I'm a social media guy. I'm online. I'm like, well, wait a minute. She's over at the gym, and then I see you on stand. You're over here. And then wait a minute. You're going to take your son over here. Then you're coming back. Then you're in the car. It's like all this stuff going on. How does Chereace Richards, what's some of your time management strategies that you're employing to get things done that you can share with us? Because one of the things that my grandmother used to tell me, she's no longer with me, but my grandma used to call me Che, the only person to call me Che, by the way. But she'd always say, Che, if you want something done, give it to a busy person. And you certainly are that busy person that gets things done.
Sometimes at the end of the day, I'm like, how in the world did I get things done that I was able to accomplish for people? Seriously. And so the first thing is that I do not start my day without having my quiet time, my meditation time, my time in the Word. That anchors me, that gives me my foundation upon which everything else is built. So that's non-negotiable. I always start my day. And then I have my calendar right there in front of me. And so I map out all the activities that I need to accomplish for the day. And then I get clear on the results that I want to accomplish for the day. Writing everything out, having my calendar in front of me allows me to move from task to task. Now, do I always get it right, Shay? I don't. I'm not saying that I'm perfect by any means, but there are certain things that are priorities on my schedule, right? Number one, having my quiet time is a priority every single day. Number two, getting some form of physical activity, some exercise is on my calendar every single day. It's a non-negotiable. Spending time in my business is a non-negotiable every single day. Family time every single day. Reading every single day. So you guys see, those are 5 things. I learned that from John Maxwell. If you can identify 5 critical activities, 5 things that you want to be committed to in your day, you create a routine around those 5 activities. And that's how you begin to get results in your life, get results in your business. A lot of times we let ourselves off the hook because we have no set routine, right? Your alarm should be going off if you don't work out. Your alarm should be going off if you don't spend that quiet time, with yourself. And, that alarm is going off because of the routine that you've set up for yourself, the consistency that you commit to those routines, those activities. And if you don't do it, then it's like, hold on. Your internal clock is like, hold on, something is going on. And so that's how I would answer that question, Shay.
Get a sneak preview in the life behind the scenes with the one and only Chereace Richards, who's just making it happen. She's a bad mama jammer. I'm going to ask her in a moment how we can best contact her. But first, I'd like to just segue, if we can, to a segment we call Today is My January 1st, because I just want to get your thoughts on that. And for those folks out there like Joy Council that's watching, B. Cruz who's watching, Ursula who's out there, Nicole Hurston Brown, and so many folks. Some of you know today is my January 1st. If that's you, you can go ahead and write down today is my January 1st. In fact, you can hit the share button. You can hit the watch party button right now and then put it's possible, hashtag Chereace Richards. She did say it's ridiculously possible, but I just made it it's possible, make it easy for you. Hashtag Chereace Richards. And I'm going to come back. Don't worry. I'm going to ask her why she really believes it's possible. She gave us one answer, but I'm going to dig a little deeper. But right now, I want to talk about today is my January 1st. And for those folks that are hearing it for the first time, today is my January 1st represents those moments throughout the day. And you probably have 1,000+ moments where you get to make a decision. And that decision could change the trajectory of your life. You either work out, like Chereace was talking about, at home, because you can't go to the gym right now, or you sit on the couch and you watch Netflix and just chill out. You either eat hamburgers and French fries, or you go to the refrigerator, you open it up, and there's some kale, I'll have some of that. There's some broccoli, I'll have some of that. There's some spinach, I'll have some of that. Some of you are getting hungry right now, right? So today is my January 1st, is a start. It's a rebirth. Chereace, take a moment, if you would. When you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, I love that. Today is my January 1st. And it's all about a mindset, right? It's a mentality that today is a brand new day. It's full of possibilities. And I get to choose this day what choices I am going to make. You know, I think people love the first of the year because they have, 12 full months to create the life that they want, that they said they were going to do, to fulfill some of the promises that they made to themselves the previous year. So they look at this full, window of opportunity, this path that is available. And so that can be today, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a date, but a mentality that you get to, from this point forward, choose the food you're going to eat. You get to choose how you're going to spend your time. You get to choose with whom you are going to spend your time. You get to choose how you're going to spend your money. All of these things, you get to choose, what things I'm going to do every single day in order to make those dreams, those ridiculously possible dreams that I have. How am I going to make them my reality? Today, if today is your January 1st, I would say just choose. Choose those things that you're going to focus on. Write it down, prioritize, and start checking them bad boys off one at a time.
Check those bad boys off.
Bad boys off.
Well, that leads us to the next question, which is, what was your January 1st moment? I know you had so many in your life that you planted your flag, you drew a line in the sand, and you said, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. This is going to work for me. I know you had so many along your journey, but what's one of those moments that led you to make that declaration?
So I can remember it was December of 2007, and it was in a training event, and it was listening to successful people tell their stories, share, the years of success that they had, share their lifestyle. And after hearing it, I started to just get in my own spirit, my own subconscious that, this is possible for me. And so in that moment, I took out my notepad and I wrote April 2008. That was going to be the day that I walked away from my full-time good old government job, GS-14. Now, I didn't know how it was going to happen. I don't know where that date actually came from. But I just put my stake in the ground and I said, this is going to be the day or the month that I walked away from my job. And so a series of events happened from the beginning of 2008 to when I actually walked away from my job, which was actually, it was April the 11th. 2008 was my last day on my full-time job. So it's been 12 years since I made that declaration and made that step towards my financial future. And I never forget thinking as I walked out those government doors for the last time, I don't know what my future holds, but I know who holds my future. And so I just believe that when you make a decision, right, I believe it's in Think and Grow Rich, where they talk about the concept of burning the boat, right? But when you make that decision and you throw caution to the wind, you don't buy into the fears or the negative self-talk, but you start to move confidently in that direction, that's when the world opens up to you, and that's when the magic really happens. That's when that ridiculously possible becomes possible for you, the individual.
I love that. The ridiculously possible. I just love it. We got to do a whole show just on the ridiculously possible. That's just hot. I just love that. Thanks a lot for sharing. Those number of folks right now are writing, today is my January 1st. They're so excited. like you said, like they were back on December 31st after a couple drinks, right, on the back of a napkin. They started writing down these New Year's resolutions. And I don't know if you know this, by the way, but January 17th is National Ditch Your Resolution Day. You can go Google that. National Ditch Your Resolution Day is January 17th. Matter of fact, if you ask one today what their New Year's resolution is, they can't even tell you. My question to you is, what do you teach your clients in order for them to be consistent? Be consistent. Be consistent in order to hashtag stay the course.
Yeah, what I tell people is that, for me, do what I do. Like, I can't teach anybody to do anything that I haven't personally done for myself. And so a big part of me staying on course is writing things out. I think so many people have so many ideas in their head, right? And so when you write them out, you're able to read them every single day. Having my calendar in front of me is designed so that my commitments that I created at the beginning of the year, and notice I say commitments, because I believe that when I say that I'm going to do, I'm actually going to do them. But I have them written out where I can read them every single day. And then the other thing I will tell people is to get a mentor, to get an accountability partner, someone that can hold you up when you may fall short. The reality is that we can do a lot of things, but there are some things that we're just not capable of doing. And so I don't hold myself responsible for some of the things that I say I want to do, because I know it's so easy to let myself off the hook. And so in those specific areas, then I give me an accountability partner, someone who I can check in with once a week to make sure that the things that I said that I was going to do, I actually did them. And one of the things I will say, one of the commitments I had at the beginning of the year was that every day I wanted to watch a video or read something in my business, right? So that I can make sure that I'm educating myself as I'm educating other people.
I love it. I love it. Chereace has a heart to give. She has a heart to serve. She's had that for so long. I remember when I first met her at a women's conference. We had a chance to meet at Interaction, and she was so wonderful and it's given so many people opportunities, even myself, to speak at some of her events. So she's just a fantastic person. For those folks out there that are watching, hey, what's up, Sunshine? Eric is in the house. Craig Talley, my good frat brother. Helen Singleton in the house. They're listening to you right now. She has so many ideas. I'm going to ask a question in regards to what is her favorite affirmation? What's something that she tells herself, maybe a quote or affirmation? She might have one or two or three that she tells herself to get her motivated, to get her pumped up. And for those folks that are out there right now, you can hit the share button. You get the watch party button, and you can write "It's Possible," hashtag Chereace Richards. Just put "It's Possible," hashtag Chereace Richards, because it is possible. She don't think this is possible. She thinks it's ridiculously possible, which is like such an oxymoron. But I love it, man. I just love that saying. You should get shirts. The ridiculously possible. You probably have those, right? Yeah, she said, I got those things. Okay. Well, I have to get one. I'll buy one and wear it on the show. It's just fantastic, as long as you got a male size. But in all seriousness, what's one of your affirmations? What's something that you tell yourself on an ongoing basis?
When you said that, I was like, oh, what's that one thing? Because I tell myself things all the time, because what I learned a long time ago was that you have to encourage yourself. Right? You have to encourage yourself, because not every day, especially on this entrepreneur journey, especially in the season that we're living in right now, not every day can feel like a great day. But guess what? You can make it a great day. So one of the things that I tell myself is to be who you can be and do what you can do. To be who you can be and to do what you can do. And so the reason why that's so important to me is because in this world of where social media is so big, is so prevalent, we're spending more time on it now because all we have is time, that it can get so easy to get caught up in what everybody else is doing. This person is doing this podcast, this person is doing this, online, Facebook Live events, and you got all of these activities that's going on online that you begin to either consciously or not compare yourself to what other people are doing. And so for me, I just always try to stay in my own lane, not to compare myself, not to get discouraged, not to worry about what other people are doing, but to just do what I can do and to be who I can be. And I realized my competition is really myself, is not with anybody else. As long as I'm showing up every day and doing my best work, then that's all I can do.
I like that. Do all that you can. Important, so important to do that, especially during these times. For those folks that are out there, Chereace, I don't know if we told you, but one of the things we're doing is we recognize that some folks need to have a mantra right now. They need something in front of them. And that question gets asked to me all the time. What's your affirmation? What do you tell yourself? What are your core values? We created something called, you probably seen it, called the Happy Entrepreneur Manifesto. And the Happy Entrepreneur Manifesto was something that we were already doing, Chereace. Some of you already have it. And it's our own core beliefs that we were telling ourselves on an ongoing basis. And we put it together because we wanted to serve. We wanted to help a number of folks out there. And we're on a mission to really get this in front of 10 million entrepreneurs so they can have their own. They might have their own sayings, just like you do. But one or two of these may resonate with you. And just to share one of them that was on there, by the way. Where's that thing? Just share one of them that was on there is, I got a call, and I shared this on a number of shows, from a young lady who had just been not laid off, but she was working from home now. And she said, Shay, I saw that in my inbox a week later. This was like a week, 10 days ago maybe now. And she said, I believe spending quality time with my family is non-negotiable. She knew it was, but when she looked back, she said, I spend more time in my own office at home away from everybody, trying to tell them to be quiet because I had to work on that and I was trying to get my business going on. And it might make a difference for you. For some of you out there, you need some more time. I believe automation is the key to reclaiming my time. I believe there is a 25th hour. That 25th hour is automation. There are more than 1,440 minutes in every day when you automate what you're doing and use technology, even right now. The one I have, Chereace, I'm going to ask you about, and I'm going to tell you guys how you guys can get this. There's no cost. There's nothing to buy. There's no upsells. But we believe here, Chereace, that the results that show up in your life are just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. And for so long, I used to chase the money, and I gave up so much until I learned, don't chase the money, Shay. Add value, Shay, and the money will chase you. For those folks that want this, I'm going to ask Chereace what she thinks about that, getting results in your life, not worrying about the money. For those folks that, Shay, that resonates with me. Shay, I know someone that needs it. Here's what you can do. You can just text the word manifesto. Text the word manifesto. So how would you do that? You would get your cell phone out right now. That's what you would do. And then you would go right to the message side in your cell phone. And once you get to the messages, you can do it now. When? Now. What time is it? 9 o'clock time. You can do it now. And once you get there, just type in 202-999-3515. Even if it's not for you, bless someone else with it. You have my permission to do that. And text the word manifesto. Just text the word manifesto. Follow the instructions. You'll get the manifesto sent to you. And then when you get it, don't just get it. Read it. And then say, Shay, this one resonated with me. That's just some feedback from me and all the folks here. And I'll share that with other folks. Maybe only one resonates with you. That's fine. Chereace, when you hear those words, the results that show up in your life are just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. Why is it important to make sure that you get results in your life? I was going to ask you about, I believe a healthy business requires a healthy me, but you follow her. She's going to give you ways to follow her, and you'll see she's already being healthy. She's already doing all that stuff. So I had to ask about results. I had to find something for Chereace.
Yeah, no, I firmly, I love this quote, Shay, and I love it so much because we all can agree that life is so short. Right. We can truly be here today and gone tomorrow. We see that happening all around us in the news, personally. And so when you are long gone from this world, what legacy have you left behind? And when I say legacy, I'm not just talking about money, but I'm talking about lessons learned. I'm talking about values. I'm talking about experiences. How are people going to remember you when you have left this earth, right? And so every time I'm able to go to a funeral, I'm always thinking about, the testimonies and the remarks and, what people say when someone is long gone. And I'm, oftentimes I've sat there like, wondering, what would people say about me? What have I given to the world that when I'm gone, people will say, I remember Chereace because not because of what she did, but because who she are, how she was, who she was to me. And so for me, that's about creating results in your life where you can create a lasting impact on the people that you're blessed to be in contact with, family, friends, your community.
Yeah. So true. Right now, saying, how in the world can I connect with the one and only Chereace Richards? Right. How should they best connect with you to stay in this conversation, to stay connected with you?
Yeah, thank you so much, Shay. I'm all over social media. Actually, real simple to find me by my name, Chereace. On Twitter as Chereace, LinkedIn as Chereace, Instagram, and Facebook. But also, people can connect with me on my website, ChereaceRichards.com. ChereaceRichards.com. And there's a page under.
Oh, hold. Why don't we give them the website? Let's all make sure the website works. I always say that. Nothing personal. Technology gets in the way. These sites don't work. So we're all going to go type in. Everybody open up a browser now. Let's just see if this thing works. Open up a browser. And then everyone go type in, what's the URL?
ChereaceRichards.com.
ChereaceRichards.com. She's checking herself. She's so nervous. She's checking. I'll be checking too.
Oh boy, you put me on the spot here.
So I got to make sure this thing works. Okay. I'm going to confirm it does work. And then once they get there, where should they go?
Click on events,
Okay.
upcoming events. And then there's an opportunity. If you click on schedule a free call with me, you can click on that and schedule, 15 minutes to have a conversation to see where you are. Because my goal is to really help individuals have strong minds, healthy bodies, and build prosperity.
Build prosperity. I'm wondering, what type of, am I the right person that should even have a conversation with them? Do they have to be a business owner? Do they have to be a speaker? Do they have to own something? I mean, like, give us a little, frame the conversation, the type of person, or is it the everyday person's out there right now?
Yeah, it's me. What I tell people, the Chereace Richards who started in business in 2006 that was confused, right? Had these big ideas, but didn't know what step to take first. And the whole key is taking that first step, right? So if that's you're like, I have these big ideas. I have, the ridiculously possible that I'm believing for, and you want to know what steps to take first, then schedule a call with me. If you're someone, go ahead, Jay.
No, you're doing good. No, schedule a call. We'll go right back to foundational values. This is so cool. I'm here too, guys. So we're all in this together. I'm at Chereace Richards. Don't worry. I know we're almost in overtime, but don't worry. I'm going to keep her here a little longer. Don't worry. Talk about some of your foundational values. I mean, they're right here on your page. This is on your page, not my page. This is your page. So talk about one or two of these. They're all important to you, or they wouldn't be here. But pick one or two that's really important to you, and kind of share a little bit about why. I mean, these are foundation. That's really important. It's on the front page. It's got to be important.
It is important. And so for me to pick one, I'm like,
I only got so much time. We have to do a show on all of them. I didn't know. If I knew this, we'd have talked about this. This is good stuff.
I know, but the first one I will say is to build a strong spiritual foundation. We can't go anywhere until we do that, right? So for me, that's first, right? And then the second one is financial prosperity. And so that's the next group of individuals that I want to have a conversation with, because you can build generational wealth, right? You can build that financial legacy, protect your assets, starting where you are with what you have. You don't have to wait until, I pay off my bills. Part of my strategy is to help individuals learn how they can become debt free. So if you're someone that, is looking to build a financial strategy, then I can help you with that. If you're someone that's like, I got all this money, I want to know where to park it, because I believe in keeping, as many of my coins as I possibly can, then I can show you some strategies where you can park your money, where you can grow it and protect it against the market fluctuations that we're seeing today.
Oh, I love it. Don't worry. She didn't give me any questions. I'm going to ask about this, the courage to jump, That could be a book by itself, and why it's so important. And while you're getting ready to tell us about the courage to jump, you said there's a place we can go up here that if we want to schedule an appointment. Is it contact? Where do we go again?
Under upcoming events.
Upcoming. So we click here, right? All right. So everyone that wants to schedule a one-on-one, that she says she's going to do this, there's no credit card needed. You can just show up, and she's going to work with you, and you have a one-on-one session, which is really cool. I didn't know she was going to do that. That's really nice of you, by the way. All right, talk about the courage to jump. Oh, here it is right here. This is cool. Okay, so all the buttons work. You can schedule an appointment right here. Let's see if it works. Yep, there it is. It works. Okay, I just want to make sure it works. I mean, sometimes these appointment things don't work. Okay, so it does work. Let me jump back over here because I'm jumping around. Talk about the courage, if you will, to jump, because, you know, I know for me, it wasn't what I wanted to do. I had to be laid off. I had to be like pushed over the edge. And then a few times I looked back and said, you know, if I had a job in a W-2, it'd be so much more relaxing. And so I had to kind of fight not to go back. So someone had to push me and say, no, we're not going to hire you at the amount of money you want. Oh, well, then I guess I should go back and be an entrepreneur. So talk about the courage to jump. And then I know we're coming down the home stretch. I appreciate you giving us so much of time from your family, so much time away from things you could do. So thank you so much. But you can't leave us hanging. It says the courage to jump.
Yeah, so I believe in 3 things I learned many years ago from a spiritual retreat that I attended, and it never left me. Number 1, study yourself full. Number 2, think yourself clear. And then number 3, let yourself go. And so the courage to jump is all about embodying those 3 principles and just moving. Right, just moving, because, you know, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. For many of you listening, it's just about taking that first step. You can take that first step right now when we get off the line. So, like, you get to choose when you take that first step, but the courage to jump is all about taking that first step.
I love that. Taking that first step. Oh, that is so important. You know, I think it's the first time we haven't taken any commercials. I mean, Chereace has just been like, blah, 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 boom, boom. She's hanging in there. She has the energy. This is what she was born for. She loves doing this stuff. Someone says, Shay, you didn't take a commercial. Why would I take one? She'll need a break. She's here to serve. She says, Shay, I'm here to serve at a time when people need the message the most. She could have charged. She could have said no. But no, she's here to serve. And for those that hit the like button, we appreciate you. For those that hit the share button, we appreciate you. As we come down the home stretch with another 2 questions, and I see if you have time, hope you will, to give us your final thoughts. You've had so many mentors along this journey, so many along the journey of life. What's one mentor, a lesson, not even, I don't care about the name, a lesson you've learned from a mentor that you can pass on to us right now that are listening?
I have been blessed with some great mentors to learn from some of the best nationally, internationally. So I won't throw out no names, as you stated, but one of the things that she told me was that you have to risk it all in order to gain it all. And you have to be bold. And I'm going to tell you, Shay, the reason why that is so important for me, especially being bold, is because I hid behind so many stories that I created for myself and missed out on opportunities for so many years. And remember, I said I'm a slow learner, but I'm a thorough learner. It took me some time to figure it out. Like I said earlier, it took me some time to get my own voice. But when I got it and was bold enough to be able to share it with the world, that's when things began to change for me. So I will just leave you guys with that. Like, be willing to risk it all and to be bold.
I love that. Be willing to risk it all. So important. The last, your closing comments is, what does success look like for you now? Someone that's has the husband, you have the house, you have the kids in school, you've had the cars, you got those, you do some things you want to do in life. I'm just curious, for where you are right now, I know you got goals, but what does success look like and feel like for Chereace Richards?
You know, for me, Sherry, you know, personally, I think about this conversation I had with my son, who's a freshman in college, earlier today. And, although I wish he was able to finish out his freshman year on campus, success and my level of gratitude is in the fact that I'm able to sit down and, be face to face to have these meaningful conversations with him about his future, to sit down with no interruptions and to just talk about what the next steps look like for him. So on a personal level, that's what success looks like and feels like for me. On a professional level, seriously, every time I can be on the phone with someone imparting some wisdom, some experiences that I've had with someone, and they say, I got it. That makes sense. And they leave the conversation feeling better than they came into it. That's success for me. It's cliche. If I can just have one person, change, then I'm good. But it really does matter, right? When we think about the potential impact that we have, the World Wide Web and social media, to be able to impact one person and have them leaving better off than when they came into that conversation, that interaction with you, to me, it is success.
Yeah, certainly it is. Thanks for spending so much time with us. I know you gave more time away from your family, time away from your kids, time away from your business, and more importantly, time away from yourself. The one thing I do believe that every one of us watching, Chereace included, we all can make more money. There's not a doubt in my mind we'll make more money, but none of us, myself included, can make more time. So you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. And you've given us that precious resource. So thanks a lot. We appreciate you. For those folks that are out there, do me a favor. Let's give Chereace Richards a digital applause. A digital applause. Now, how do you give a digital applause? You can look right below the video. You can look right below the video, and you can put "Thank you, Chereace," or "We appreciate you, Chereace," or "Great job, Chereace." Or if you just want to hit the number one button, you're like, Shay, I have all this typing going on. Just hit the number one button. Just hit the number one, and that's just a signal that, you know what, we appreciate the time you've given. Let's do that. So with that being said, Chereace, I want to once again thank you. I want to turn it over to you to have your final thoughts, your final comments for folks. These lights are going to go off, right? Through the power of these fiber optic lines, it will go down. And now they've got to go back, and they've got to do what you said. They got to make the ridiculous possible. The ridiculously possible can happen for them. It is possible. Turn over to you for your final thoughts and comments. Please tell your husband, Stan, we said hello, by the way. He's probably out there somewhere. We said hello. We'll get him online. I can't wait. But back over to you. It's all about you.
All right. Thank you so much to everyone that has listened, offered up a comment, a question, whatever it could, a number one. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shay. I just want to say thank you. I want to acknowledge you for your service back to the world, right? It takes a lot of time and energy and planning in order to put something like this together. And so I don't take it lightly that you have reached out to me and offered me the opportunity to come onto your platform to share with your audience. I thank you for that. And I wish that, your latter days, nothing compares to the days that you have coming forward that's ahead of you in terms of the success that you have. I pray that you will reach even more individuals, because in this season that we're in, so many people, they need the information that you're giving out to individuals by way of your own message and the people that you have coming on to your show. So I thank you. So those of you that's listening, let's give a digital applause to Shay. Let's give some ones to him. Seriously, Shay, because this means something, right? This work that you're doing is helping a lot of people get through this season. And so a lot of people will get on the other side, and they will say it's because Shay hosted the Happy Entrepreneur Show, and this person was on that shared that, this person that was on that, gave this information. It's because of you. And so I don't want to end without giving you proper acknowledgement and due diligence for not thinking it robbery for putting on this platform. So to the individuals listening, take advantage. Guys, not everybody is offering up services like this for free. And those individuals that are, take advantage of it. This is a time that we have. Maximize the time that you have and do the work that God has called you to do. So thank you all for your time. Shay, once again, thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. I want you to know that you're amazing, you're incredible, and that today is your January 1st. You can live the ridiculously possible life. Today is your January 1st. You can protect your assets. And today is your January 1st. Why? Because the best is still yet to come. The best is yet to come. The best is still yet to come. With that being said, my name, by the way, for those folks that are just tuning in, my name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Remember, time is so long. Life is short. Live in the moment and make it count. God bless. I wish you success. Thanks a lot, Chereace. You rock.
Yeah.
Peace. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there. And they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Thank you. God bless.